see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sex.
Yamaha has finally shown significant progress in the development of its latest V4 engine, and the two names that have caught the most attention are Jack Miller and Toprak Razgatlioglu. After receiving the latest update package for the YZR M1 V4, both riders immediately responded to the team's trust with surprising performances. Not only are they more comfortable with the new bike's characteristics, Miller and Toprak even managed to set the fastest times among all Yamaha riders. This development is great news for the Iwata factory, which has struggled to catch up with Ducati, KTM, and Aprilia in recent seasons. The V4 engine, Yamaha's ambitious project, is beginning to show its true potential. Jack Miller was seen able to unleash the bike's maximum speed from the very first session, while Toprak is increasingly understanding the characteristics of the Michelin tires, braking, and MotoGP riding style, which is very different from Superbike. Yamaha itself has been pushing the development of the V4 to provide more aggressive acceleration and a more competitive top speed. Jack Miller has once again proven himself to be a key figure in Yamaha's massive project. The Australian rider appeared very comfortable with the latest evolution of the V4, able to maintain a fast pace in long simulations, while also performing sharply when pursuing time attacks. His lap times were the best among Yamaha riders, indicating that the bike's development direction was starting to move in the right direction. However, the biggest spotlight was also on Toprak Razgatlioglu. The Turkish rider continued to make significant progress day by day. After needing time to adapt to the MotoGP characteristics, Toprak was now beginning to show his natural racing instincts. His trademark aggressive braking style was beginning to blend with the YZR M1 V4's characteristics, resulting in a dramatic increase in speed compared to previous sessions. In fact, Toprak's improved lap times became a hot topic in the paddock as the gap between them continued to narrow. What made the situation even more interesting was that Miller and Toprak were now not only helping Yamaha gather development data, but were also starting to create a healthy internal rivalry. These two riders with different riding styles were providing Yamaha engineers with valuable information to refine their V4 package. For Yamaha, these results might not have been a victory. But when Jack Miller and Toprak Razgatlioglu started to be the fastest riders among Yamaha riders with the latest V4 update package, it was a clear sign that their ambitious project was finding its way. If this development continues, it's not impossible that Yamaha will once again pose a serious threat on the MotoGP grid this season. Here's the full story. Yamaha is slowly beginning to show signs of a revival. After months of relentless work developing the V4 engine project, which is the Japanese manufacturer's future weapon, the long-awaited results have finally emerged. In the latest testing session, Jack Miller and Toprak Razgatlioglu were the two riders who attracted the most attention after receiving the latest updates to the Yamaha YZR M1 V4 package. What immediately set the paddock ablaze was the fact that both riders recorded the fastest times among all Yamaha riders. This wasn't just about a quick lap or the usual headlines from the test session. Yamaha was sending a significant message to its rivals. The Iwata-based manufacturer had been struggling to emerge from a slump for the past few seasons. While Ducati dominated, KTM continued to develop, and Aprilia became increasingly competitive, Yamaha was busy rediscovering its identity in modern MotoGP. One of their biggest answers came through the V4 engine project. Yamaha's move to develop a V4 configuration actually represented a major shift from the philosophy they had maintained for years. Throughout the modern MotoGP era, Yamaha was known for its loyalty to its inline-4 engines. The engine is renowned for its exceptional corner speed, smooth handling, and unmatched balance. However, advances in MotoGP technology have changed the demands. Massive power, brutal acceleration, and top speed are now the primary requirements for fighting at the front. That's why Yamaha finally made the bold decision to seriously develop the V4 project. And now, signs of progress are starting to emerge. Jack Miller was one of the riders most comfortable with the latest updates. The Australian rider seemed to find his rhythm immediately from the start of the session. His extensive experience with various MotoGP bikes has allowed Miller to quickly read changes in engine character, throttle response, and power distribution when exiting corners. Telemetry data shows Miller maintaining consistent, highly competitive laps while providing detailed feedback to Yamaha engineers. Not only was he fast in race pace simulations, but Miller also performed sharply when entering time attack mode. His time was the best among all Yamaha riders. This is an important indicator that the latest update package is truly having a positive impact. Yamaha has always been focused not only on a fast lap, but also on stable performance throughout the race distance, and Miller appears to be starting to find the right combination. However, much attention has also focused on one name that has always been the center of curiosity: Toprak Razgatlioglu. The Turkish rider's arrival on the Yamaha project has always brought high expectations. After years of outstanding performances in World SBK, many were eager to see how Toprak's distinctive riding style would fare in MotoGP. At the beginning of the adaptation period, the challenges were considerable. Michelin tires, extreme aerodynamics, MotoGP electronics, and the radically different braking characteristics forced Toprak to relearn almost every technical aspect. But recent developments show something is starting to change. Toprak looks much calmer, more confident, and far more aggressive when attacking corners. His trademark extreme braking style is starting to blend with the character of the YZR M1 V4. He's beginning to understand how to maximize front grip without sacrificing rear stability. Some sections of the track even showed significant improvements compared to previous tests. Most interestingly, Toprak is no longer solely focused on adapting. He's starting to race. His lap times place him among the fastest Yamaha riders alongside Jack Miller. This situation is a very positive development for Yamaha, as they now have two riders with different personalities, but both capable of maximizing the latest V4 package. For Yamaha's engineering team, this situation is invaluable. Jack Miller brings a wealth of MotoGP experience, understanding the details of engine development and modern setups. Meanwhile, Toprak brings a unique, aggressive approach and a keen sense of front-end feel. The combined input from these two riders opens up a huge opportunity for Yamaha to accelerate their development direction. People in the paddock are starting to notice something that has been rare in recent seasons: optimism about Yamaha's project. It's true that one test session isn't enough to completely change the MotoGP landscape. Ducati remains the gold standard. KTM remains dangerous. Aprilia hasn't lost its speed. But for Yamaha, developments like this are crucial. When the V4 updates start to produce real improvements, when riders are able to immediately find the pace is high, and when two names like Jack Miller and Toprak Razgatlioglu start to lead Yamaha's internal timesheets, there's reason to believe this massive project is moving in the right direction. Now the big questions begin to emerge. How far does the Yamaha V4's true potential extend? Is this just the beginning of a major revival for the Japanese manufacturer? And can Jack Miller and Toprak be the duo that accelerates Yamaha's technical revolution into a new era of MotoGP? One thing is starting to become clear: Yamaha hasn't given up. They are continuing to work, continuing to develop the bike, continuing to bring innovations, and now the first results are starting to show on the stopwatch. Jack Miller and Toprak Razgatlioglu may be just one crucial phase in this long project, but the message they're sending to the entire paddock is already strong. Yamaha is making a move, and a revival may be in the making.